People say I'm too old to find love. People say maybe I won't ever find love. However, we have Barbara Penny with us, who's here to tell us that it's never too late and true love is out there. Barbara, welcome to Soul Talks with Alka.
Hi.
Hi. So, Barbara, tell us, when did you meet the love of your life?
6 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, do you want to share with us how old you are?
I'll be 72 in February.
Oh, wow. You look fabulous. You look fabulous. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. When you were waiting for your knight in shining armor, were you thinking, is it ever going to happen for me? Were you depressed, distraught? How did you handle that?
Oh, I was happy.
You were.
Yeah, I was happy. No, because when you really inside feel great about yourself, you don't have to have somebody else to be, to be married to. And I just enjoyed working really hard, getting ahead,
That's awesome.
and traveling all over the world. I kept myself busy with working all the time so I could make a lot of money and do whatever I want.
Nice.
And I traveled all over the world, and people say, well, you're by yourself, but it doesn't matter when you could go on these group trips that they room you with someone, and you could travel all over at half the cost and have a ball. And I just kept myself busy, and I wasn't even thinking of if I was ever going to find the right person.
Wow. So you never had those moments of, everybody else is happy around me, everybody else has a husband around me, and I don't have somebody, a forever person, right? Dating is different, but a forever
Right.
person.
I never felt that way,
No?
because when you're really secure about yourself, you
Yeah.
don't have to worry what other people think because they're really envious of you. Believe
That's so
me.
true. That's so true.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. So how did you meet Ray?
Well, anyway, I put an ad on Match,
Nice.
and I said, oh, let me try this. And not expecting just to get a lot of dates. And I got lots and lots of replies.
Nice.
And so I had a list. Now, here's the thing you do. I had a list of 20 things about who I wanted, and I wasn't going to negotiate.
Wow.
And the guy that I eventually will marry will have almost everything on that list.
That's awesome.
So, and unless they did, I really didn't want to get involved. Well, 20, maybe 15, was non-negotiable.
Yeah, yeah.
And when this one person came on, I said, he has almost all the qualifications of what I'm looking for. So I said, well, maybe I'll give him a date. And it took 6 months for him to get a date with me because I was all over the world.
Wow.
And I finally had my first date, and we went for brunch, and that was history.
That's it. So the first time you knew he was the right person because he'd already met your prerequisites, so to speak?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Every one of them.
And when you met him, you knew this was the right person?
Absolutely. I prayed a lot too. And I asked the Lord to guide me on who was right for me, because I broke a lot of engagements and things like that. And they thought I'd never get married. So at 68, I got married.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's go back to, you just said you broke a lot of engagements. So you would get engaged, and if it didn't feel right, you had the guts to say, I'm not doing this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I broke a lot of hearts.
That's
but,
great.
I had to be happy with myself. And I just didn't want to get married.
Yeah.
Because then that's for life.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So how does this self-esteem come about, right? Because that's a huge part in your whole process. is loving yourself, feeling good about yourself. How did you work on that? Besides being beautiful, what else did you do?
I worked out at the spa 3 times a week. I made sure that I looked good. I kept my weight down. Um, I dressed, got a lot of nice clothes, because that's one of the prerequisites. You got to figure out what type of guy you want. Okay. And when you find out the type of guy you want, you'll dress the part, you'll feel the part, you'll find that person. But you really got to have a focus and have that self-esteem that you're going to find the person you want.
Mm.
And not settle just for anyone, just to have a guy. It's not worth it.
Wow. What else
Yeah.
did you do?
This is what I have had my whole life, and this sometimes is so much more rewarding. A nice little dog, you
Oh,
know, and,
yeah, Maya's been your companion for quite some time.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the girls out there shouldn't worry. They just got to worry about themselves. And
yeah,
if they do, and they have that inner peace within themselves, that right man will come along.
yeah.
Really will.
But when you get married at 68, you're already settled as a woman. You know exactly what you want, and the person you're married to is also settled and knows what they want. So, is there a lot of compromise to make that relationship work? Do you guys butt heads a lot?
No,
No?
no, we just arranged it that we're both totally separate
Nice. Okay.
and we have our own lives. We
Very
live
nice.
together, we enjoy each other, and it just works. We have a plan that works, and it's easy.
That's very nice.
If you get the right person, you got to get that list. And if you
Yes.
get the list, and if you're really compatible, it works. It's
It
when
works.
it's on the list that you don't have that compatibility, sometimes you run into some trouble, and it's a lot harder.
Yeah. So can I ask you what were the things on your list, and maybe some of the girls can put it on their list?
Okay, well, I wanted someone 6 foot tall,
Okay.
and he couldn't weigh more than 185 pounds.
Okay.
He had, well, mine went to Notre Dame, so he had to be educated
Okay.
and successful. He had to be
Okay.
financially secure, like myself, on
Right.
equal terms, and we're both equal. And he has to be good looking,
Okay.
and he had to be Christian. He had to go to church. I had some really tough ones,
That's okay. I,
know.
I want to hear all of them because I think that confidence is what the girls need.
Okay, and I wanted him to go to church with me every Sunday. I also liked him my same nationality, which he is. Um, I wanted him to not worry about spending money, which is important to
That's
me.
very
Some
important.
people are
Yeah.
very, very stingy,
Yeah.
even though we have our own. But, he just is amazing that way.
Yeah. You like to
And,
live large. I mean, you're a luxury person.
yeah, and he loves my cooking.
Oh, that's awesome.
He loves everything I make.
That's
So I
awesome.
make him breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he just eats it so fast. He loves it.
That's
So,
awesome.
when you're compatible, then you just know,
Yeah.
you know, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And if it's not right, girls, don't go get married. It's
Yeah.
not worth it.
Yeah.
Just have that inner peace within. Oh my God, it just gives you so much joy to be
Yeah.
happy with yourself first.
But when you're alone and you have to enter a party, right? And you know there's going to be all couples and you're going to be alone in that party. How did you make peace with that? Because that's one of the reasons why girls do it, right? Is I don't want to be alone in a social setting where it's full of couples.
It never bothered me, you know. Well, I belong to the country club, so, it's all couples, but it's like all friends. So you have to go places where you feel comfortable. Don't go to some place that you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And if you are, just start talking to someone. And they don't even notice nowadays. Years ago, when I was growing up, I'm a little older than you girls probably. But years ago, it was you got to be with a partner. You have to be with a partner, otherwise you're outcast.
Yeah.
Now they look at you and say, are you lucky? Are you lucky? Half of them are miserable. And they look at you like you are amazing.
But now
but
that
also you have to get a good job. You
Yes.
have to continue your school.
Yes.
You've got to work on yourself first.
Yeah.
You can't expect to get some gem if you don't work on yourself.
Yeah.
And once you work on yourself, you're going to feel so good.
Yeah.
That, all those things won't matter. You'll have self-esteem and be more self-secure with yourself.
Yeah.
And that's number one.
Yeah. But now that you've met Ray, right? How has your life changed? I mean, you were pretty happy before, but how has your life changed now that you're with Ray?
It hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed?
No, it hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
I still, it's just that I have a partner, but it really hasn't changed. I run to work, I show a house, I go to work, and he doesn't complain about anything.
That's awesome.
And then he drives me every place.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he's a real good partner. So that's what you have to look at. Someone that's going to be a real good partner is going to meet your needs.
That's great.
And if you don't find it, don't worry. Don't worry. It happens. I had to wait till 68, girls. Jeez.
And then you found somebody who just meshed.
It did. Now, I wasn't going to settle. No way.
Yeah.
And I had all the single friends, I dated, I went on the computer dates, and I just had a really great time until I found a person that I just wanted to be with.
Yeah. Did you ever go on dates and you met duds and you were like disappointed in the process and you said, forget it, I'm not going out anymore?
No, absolutely no. I don't meet duds.
You don't meet duds? Oh, because they have to meet that criteria.
Oh, I have that list.
Yeah.
And if they don't meet the list or half the list, I don't bother just going out on a date.
That's awesome.
You don't need to, because if you have that self-esteem and that inner peace, you don't really need to have a date. You go out with the girls.
Wow.
And you have more fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. Do you have a dialogue that you speak to yourself? So all this confidence and all this self-esteem just came naturally?
No, it is a lot of work, because I've read books and I have worked on it for a long time. I really have. Yeah. And all these, in real estate, you have to go to every success builder, and I have done everyone. And so I've really worked on it. It doesn't come easy. You just don't, pop up and say, I'm going to be successful, or I'm going to have self-esteem. You really work on it. You read books, and you, self-help books, Yeah. I went to modeling school. I taught modeling.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did TV commercials, and I've done a lot of things like that. And I went to school in New York for TV commercials and things like that to help me speak and do other things.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So, but I'm always trying to better myself no matter what I do.
Yeah. Because it's ultimately about you.
About me. And a guy doesn't want someone that is not self-confident. There's a lot of women out there. So you've got to shine a little bit better than the next one. And it doesn't mean, giving them more kisses. It means a lot of other things to a guy that's looking for a wife.
Yeah. And same thing for you. You were very, very specific in what you wanted in your partner.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this holiday season, what we really want to spread is hope. We want to spread that, everybody can find love. You can have love. And You don't have any age, but don't just fall for somebody who's not right for you. The
Oh,
right person will
that's
come along.
number one. Number one, just don't, you know, yeah, it's the hurt after that is so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Had my hurts.
Yeah.
When you don't find the right one, you hurt. You really hurt.
Yeah.
It's not worth that.
Yeah.
You
So,
know?
Barbara, if you had to say 4 things to women, 3, 4, 5 pieces of advice you had to give to young women who don't have a partner, who are looking for a partner, and you want to tell them your success story and how you did it, what would be some magic tricks or some pieces of advice you would tell them?
The first thing is to look at yourself. What do you have to offer someone else?
So good.
Okay. And then number 2 is to find out within yourself what type of man that you really want.
Mm.
Is he a chef? Is he a golfer? Is he, I don't know, whatever. If he's a baseball player, football player, okay. You know what you're looking for. And next, I forgot what number 4.
Number three.
Number 3, work out a plan. If you really want to find that partner, if you really want to, is to find out all the avenues in which to meet that person. If it's a football guy, then go to the football games and then put money into it. You know, you're not going to stay home and find that football player. You might have to get season tickets to the club room to find the person you want. And you have to put out a little bit more money. It's like in your real estate, you got to put money out to get the client.
Yeah.
So you got to work to get the client, get the person. You might have to do match and go for the top line match. But when you do match or computer dating, you have to dress the part. If you're looking for a golfer, you got to have golf pictures. If you're looking for a sailor, you got to have sailor picture. You got to put some money into your clothes and the way you act. And so you have to focus on the type of guy you want. That's going to make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And the next is just relax, enjoy yourself while you go out on the hunt.
Yes. That's so important because a lot of times people become so stressed out about this process. This is a stressful process. It can be.
Well, if you make it stressful, they're going to know.
Yeah.
You got to play the game a little bit.
Yeah. And then ultimately you reach your goal and you find someone like Ray.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking for a partner. I really wasn't. I don't have children. I'm not looking for children.
Right.
And one of my other prerequisites, I wanted totally unencumbered. I didn't want to have kids, an ex-wife, anything. So everything was on my list.
Oh, wow.
His wife passed away and his older daughter, but no issues. Because that's another problem, girls, when you have looking for a mate, you got to look at all the avenues and then focus on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And get it right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So many pearls that Barbara has given all of us who are looking for the right person. It's important.
Easy.
Yeah.
But I found out this is the best right here. My little
and until
girl.
you find someone, if you want to adopt an animal or,
Yes.
that'll be the next best thing that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
If that is something that you're looking for. I love animals, but somebody else's animals. But if you feel like you want to adopt, if you want to adopt and you want them to be yours, that's another avenue. But Barbara, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for sharing your wisdom because it's important for girls to hear that.
It really is. It really is. And they could have the best life of just thinking themselves first, and then everything will happen, not to rush it.
Yes. Thank you. And we wish you and Ray a long, happy, successful marriage. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming and happy holidays. Thank you.
Same to you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much. Bye bye.